Hello, everyone. I'm Frank, and welcome to episode 62 of Learn How to Sudoku, where we take very easy variant Sudoku puzzles and we break them down into detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. And today's very easy puzzle is called Take 5 by Grant McLean. And seeing there's a lot of fives on this grid, that's pretty cool. This is definitely Take 5, except that there's only 4 5s here that are the German whisper variety. Hmm. There are 5 5s in the V variety, but there's only 4 5. So I'm a little disappointed actually. I was hoping there would be a fifth one. Anyways, on to today's rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill every row, column, and box with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats. Actually, I guess I think a better way of putting it would be fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9, and you cannot have repeats in any row, column, or box. That I think is probably a more accurate way of putting it, or a clearer way of putting it, I should say. Anyways, on to the next rule. Adjacent digits on a green German whispers line must differ by at least 5. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9, because the only digits that are 5 away from 3 are specifically 8 and 9, and therefore to be neighbors, you have to have that difference of 5. And then digits separated by a V must sum to 5. So for example, if this were a 2, this would have to be a 3, because those two digits add up to 5. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. So let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, simple thing for me. I see 2 V's in the same box or column. Then I know that those are the only low digits in that box or column, right? Because you'll always have the only digits that can add up to 5 with 2 digits and 2 unique digits are 1, 4, and 2, 3. So they have to be the digits 1 through 4, which are considered low when you're speaking in regards to German whisper lines. Because on a German whisper line, if you have a digit from 1 through 4 on a German whisper line, you'll always have a digit that must be 6 or higher next to it, right? Because the lowest digit from 1 through 4 is 1, and you add 5 to it, that gives you 6 through 9, or 6 and higher, which has to be next to it. So 1 through 4 is always next through a 6 through 9, and vice versa. If you have a 6 through 9, what digits can be next to it? Well, take the highest digit, which is 9, subtract 5 from it, and you get 4 or below. So therefore, next to a 6 through 9, you always have to have a 1 through 4. So it will always alternate between lows and highs. And 5 can never be on a German whisper line because if you subtract 5 from 5, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. And if you add 5 to 5, you get 10 or more, which is not a digit. So again, you'll always alternate between lows and highs on a German whisper line. So therefore, anything connected to a V must be low. So these are low, and these are low. And so are these. Well, in column 2, the remaining digits cannot be low. They have to be 5 or high. And again, 5 cannot be on a German whisper line, so these all must be high, which means the corresponding digits next to it must be low. So these are low, this is low, and these are low. This must be high because it's next to 2 low digits. This is a low, which forces this to be high, which makes this low, which makes this high. Therefore, this is low, and this is high. Well, we have 4 low digits in this box, so the rest of the box has to be either a high or a 5, which we're going to make a pink. This is also high or 5, and this is high or 5. This has to be high because of it's next to a low, and this must be low, which makes this a high. Okay. On this set of 3 digits, these two must be in the same set, right? Because again, we alternate between highs and lows. So whatever set this is has to be the same as that one. Well, if we made them both low, we would have 5 lows in the row 5, which is not allowed because there's only 4 lows in the low set digit, right? 1 through 4. And you can't fill out 5 cells with only 4 digits. Therefore, these two must be high. This must be a low. The remaining digits in row 5 have to be high because we have 4 lows now. So this must be high. And this can't be high anymore because we don't have a place for 5 except for here. So this must be a 5 then. This is the pink, which means this can't be pink. This is high. So this is 5. The high has to be next to 2 lows on a German whisper. So these are both lows. Therefore, that makes these highs, which makes this a low, which makes this high, this is low, and this is high. The remaining digits in this box have to be high or 5. So this cannot be a 5, so this has to be high. We have 4 high digits now in column 9, which eliminates highs from the rest of the column. So these must be low, and we don't have a 5 here. So these must be low. This has to be low to correspond with the high here. This has to be high, that's low. This is high, this is low, and this is high. Well, in this box, we now have 4 lows, so the remaining digits are high or 5. So this is high or 5. In this central box, we have 4 highs already, so therefore the rest must be a low or 5. So this is low or 5, and this is low or 5. In column 4, we have 4 lows, so therefore the rest cannot be lows. They must be high or 5. In row 2, we only have 3 lows, and the rest have to be highs or 5. So this cannot be high or 5. It has to be a low. Now we have 4 lows in the first box here. Therefore, the rest of the box cannot contain a low. It must be high or 5. What else do we have? We have 4 lows in column 8, so the rest cannot be lows. So this is high or 5. This is high or 5. And we've colored a whole bunch of the grid, but I don't think we can get very much more from it. So why don't we start trying to figure out what these digits could be? This is a high digit, which is in between 2 unique digits. Actually, let's go low digits here. This is a low digit in between 2 unique digits, so this must be 1, 2, or 3. This is a low digit in between 2 unique digits, so this is 1, 2, or 3. These are both highs in between 2 unique digits, so it's 7, 8, or 9. Because 6 can never be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line, because it can only be next to 1. And 4 can only be next to 1 unique digit on a German whisper line, which is 9. That's how we know these lows are 1, 2, 3, and these highs are 7, 8, and 9. This high has to be 7, 8, or 9 because it's next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. Um, Same here. Okay, so this is a low next to two unique digits on a German whisper line. So this is 1, 2, or 3. Um, this low must be next to two unique digits, and this low must be next to two unique digits. So this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3. Because of that, this V has to contain a 4. Well, if it contains a 4, it has to have a 1 along with it. So this is a 1-4 pair, which eliminates 1 and 4 from the rest of the column and the rest of the box. So this cannot be 1, this can't be 1, this is 2 and 3, and this is 2 and 3. This can't be 1 either, so this must be 2 or 3. Now, on a German whisper line, 6 again has to be next to a 1 on a German whisper line. But none of these are next to a 1. They are next to specifically a 2 or a 3. I guess this could be next to a 1, but it doesn't, yeah. This specifically can't be 6 because it's next to two unique digits on a German whisper line. So this can't be 6, this can't be 6, and this can't be 6. Where is the 6 in this box? It has to be here. So this is 6. This is 7, 8, and 9, 7, 8, and 9, and 7, 8, and 9. This has to be 7, 8, or 9. And this must be 7, 8, or 9 because it's next to at least a 2 on a German whisper line. This cannot be the 2, 3 pair because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this must be 1 and 4, which forces this to be 2 and 3. Therefore, these two must be 1 and 4 because 2 and 3 are eliminated by the 2, 3 pair here. This has to be 7, 8, or 9. This is next to two unique digits on a German whisper line, and so is this. So these are 1, 2, and 3. This is next to two unique digits on a German whisper line, as is this. So this is 1, 2, or 3, and this is 1, 2, or 3. This is next to two unique digits on a German whisper line, so this is 1, 2, or 3. Now, in this box, then, we have 1, 2, 3 triplet, which eliminates 1, 2, and 3 from the rest of the box. Well, for the lows, then, what the low and the 5s, what can they be? This has to be 4 or 5, and this has to be 4 or 5, right? Let's see, what else do we have? This then has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4, and this has to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Well, where is the 4 in column 4? It has to be one of these two cells. And they're next to a digit on a German whisper line that sees both of them. So this must be a 9 then, which means this can't be 9. One of these is 4, which means one of these has to be a 9 because they're next to a 4 on a German whisper line. So one of these is a 9, which means this can't be 9. So this is 6, 7, or 8. We have 4 lows in column 3, which means this has to be high or a 5. We're not sure which. But one of these two is a 9, and we're not sure which either. We have a 7, 8, and 9 triplet and a 1, 4 pair in column 7, which eliminates 1, 4 and the 7, 8, and 9 triplet and 7, 8, and 9 from the rest of the column. So this must be 2, 3, 5, 6. It can't be 2 or 3 because it has to be a high or a 5. So this is 5 or 6, and this is 2, 3, 5, or 6. 2, 3, 5, or 6. The 9 in column 7 has to be one of these two. So in this box, then, the 9 has to be one of those two, which means this can't be a 9. Okay. What else do we have? This is between two unique digits on a German whisper line, so this is 7, 8, and 9. This is between two unique digits on a German whisper line, so this is 7, 8, and 9. This can't be 6, so this has to be 7, 8, and 9. We already have 4 low digits in row 6, which eliminates low from the rest of the column, or the row. So this cannot be low. This has to be a pink and a 5, which means this can't be pink. This can't be pink either, so this must be a 4, which makes that a 5. This is next to two unique digits on a German whisper line, so this is 1, 2, or 3. So one of these is 6, 7, 8, or 9, and one of these has to be a 6. So if this is 6, this has to be 1. If this is 6, this has to be 1. Similarly, if this is 6, this has to be 1. And if this is 6, this has to be 1. So 1 has to be one of these two digits and one of these two digits. So the 1 cannot be in the remaining column here. So this can't be 1, and this can't be 1. And it can't be in the remaining cell in this box. So this can't be 1. One of these has to be a 4. This has to be 6 through 9. This could be 1 through 4. This can't be a 4 anymore, so because this is a 4, so this must be 1, 2, or 3. And these have to be 1 through 4. So this is 1 through 4. These are 1 through 4. One of these, this has to be 1 through 4. So in this box and in this box, the 4 has to be in rows 1 and 2. So in this box, one of these is a 4. So it's in between rows 1 and 2. And for this one, it has to be between rows 1 and 2. Therefore, there cannot be another 4 in rows 1 and 2. So this can't be a 4, which forces this to be a 4 and is a low. So the remaining cells in column 5 have to be high or 5. So these are high or 5. These are high or 5. This is high or 5. And 5 cannot be any of these. So one of these two must be a high 5. So this can't be 5. We have 4 highs and 1 5 already accounted for in row 1, which means we can't, the last cell has to be a low. So this is a low. We now have 4 lows in this box, so therefore the last one has to be a high because it cannot be a 5. Okay, what else do we have here? This has to be 6 through 9. This is 1, 2, or 3. This is 6 through 9 also. This could be 6 through 9. This is 7, 8, or 9. Um, what else do we have? If this is 3, that forces this to be 2 and this to be 3. But if this is 3, that has to be an 8 and this has to be 9. And then this would be 3, which would have to have an 8 or an 8 and a 9 next to it, but that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell because that would have to be an 8. So this can never be 3, which makes this a 2. That makes this a 3, which makes this a 2. This 3 has to be next to 8 and 9, so therefore this is 8, this is 9. This has to be a 7 then, which forces this to be 8. And this can't be 8 here. This can't be 2 anymore, so it's 3, 5, or 6. This can't be 7, and this can't be 7 here. This can't be 3, and these can't be 2. But not 3. These can't be 2. So one of these 2 is a 3. Oh, this is next to... One of these has to be a 6, because this cannot be 6. So since one of these is a 6, this has to be a 1, which forces this to be 2. This 1 means this can't be 1, so this is 4, which makes that a 1. That makes this a 3. This can't be 2 or 3, so this must be 1. This can't be 1 or 3, so this must be 2, which forces this to be 4, which makes that a 1 to add up to 5. Therefore, this must be a 2, 3 pair, and this can't be 2 because of that 2, so this must be 3, which makes that 2. This can no longer be 2 here. This can't be 1. And this can't be 2. This can't be 2. This is 3, which forces this to be 1. So this can't be 1 anymore here. This can't be 1, so this must be 4, which makes that a 1. This can't be 4, so where's the 4 in the box? It has to be here, which means this has to be 9, because 4 can only be next to 9 on a German whisper line, so these can't be 9. This can't be 9, and it can't be 7 because it's next to a 3, so this must be 8. Which makes that 9, which makes that 8. None of these can be 8 anymore. This is next to a 2 and a 3, so it cannot be 7, so this has to be 9. Which means this cannot be 9. This has to be next to 1 and 2, so this is a 7, which makes that a 6. This can't be 6 or 9, so this is 7, which means this has to be 2, because it can't be next to a 3. This can't be 7 or 8, so this is 9, which means none of these are 9. This can't be 1. This can't be 1. Where is the 1 in this box? It has to be here, so this is 1. This can't be 3 because of this 3, so this is 2, which makes that a 3. That makes that 2, which makes that a 3. This 2 means this can't be 2, so this is 3. This can't be 2. It's a 3, 4 pair. The 3 can only be next to 8 or 9, and we know that the 9 has to be next to the 4, which is one of these. So this has to be 8 and 9 specifically next to each other. This can't be 8. This has to be specifically 5 or 6. This is 5, 6, or 7. This cannot be 8 or 9, so this is 5 or 6, and this is 5 or 6. Well, where's the 8 in this box now? Can't be here, can't be here, because this is an 8 and 9 pair. So therefore, this has to be the 8. So this is 8, which means this can't be 8. This is then 5, 6, or 7 also. Where's the 9 in row 3? Actually, we also have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in row 3, which eliminates 5 and 6 from the rest of the row. So this can't be 5 or 6. This has to be 7. This can't be 5 or 6 or 7, so it has to be 8. This has to be 9, which means this cannot be a 5, obviously. So this is a high. Where is the 9 in column 9? Can't be any of these. Yeah, it can't be any of these. Can't be any of these. So it must be here. So this is 9. This is 9. Which means this can't be 9, so this is 8, which makes this 9. 8 can only be next to 3 out of 3 or 4, so this must be 3, and that must be 4. This can't be 3, so we now have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in column 7, which eliminates 5 and 6 from the rest of the column. So this is 3. This 4 means this has to be 1, which makes that a 4. This is now a low. This is a high or middle. And we have now 5 digits which have to be 5 or above. Therefore, the remaining digits have to be low because we already have 5 that have to be 5 and above. So this has to be low, which means it cannot be 1, 2, or 3. It has to be 4. That means this is a 2. Where is the 1 in column 6? Can't be here, so it must be here. So this is the 1. This has to be a high, which is 6 or 7. And these can be highs or 5s. So this is 5, 6, or 7. This is 5, 6, or 7, but it can't be 7 here. So this is, we now have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in row 8, which eliminates 5 and 6 from the rest of the row. So this must be a 7, which means this cannot be 7. This has to be a high. This is 5 or 6 also. Oops. This has to be 5 or 7. It cannot be 8. These can't be 9. This can't be 8, so this must be 7, which makes this not a 7. And this not a 7, but where is the 8 in row 1? It has to be here. So this is 8. This can't be 7, so this must be a 5, which makes that a pink, which means this can't be pink, and these two can't be pink. That makes this a pink, so this can't be red, this can't be pink then, which means this can't be red, this can't be pink, this can't be red, this can't be pink, and this can't be red then, which means this can't be pink, this can't be red, so therefore these can't be pink, and therefore this is a pink and not a red. And now we just go Sudoku, so the pinks are all 5s. This can't be 5, so that makes this a 6, which makes that a 7, which makes this a 6. This can't be a 5 anymore, so this is a 6. This can't be 5, so that's 6. This can't be 5 or 7, so this is 6. This can't be 5, so this is a 6, not a 5. The remaining digits here have to be 7 and 8. And this can't be 8, so this is 7, which makes that an 8. The remaining digit here then is a 6, and this is a 7. And that's how you solve it. I hope it was fairly clear what I was doing with the breaking things down into lows and highs, right? It was mainly so that you can start eliminating possibilities, right, for other lows and highs, right? So particularly when you find 4 of a low set or 4 of a high set, that allows you to eliminate any other low from being in that low or high set from being in the rest of the row, column, or box. And it also works if you have 5 digits when you know one of them has to be a 5 also. Pretty cool puzzle. As I said, I wish there was another 5 so that we could have 5 German Whisper 5 too to go along with the 5 V's. But, you know, it's still pretty cool. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.